everybody, thanks for coming back to another deep dive. It's been a really nice week this week. I had an interesting visit from my friend Sid Goldsmith, amazing musician, and he dropped in to give me a piece of wood. Look at that. This is a piece of the Doomsday Oak, which is a tree in Ashton Court in Bristol. If you've been following these deep dives, you'll know that I'm building a guitar for every one of the 50 great British trees. So maybe this is going to be number 2. I did a little Instagram survey just to see what everybody thought I should make out of this slightly tricky shaped bit of wood. There were some good suggestions, some bad suggestions, but I think it's probably going to be rosette, and I was thinking of using the end grain. Might be kind of cool. Anyway, thanks so much, Sid. Sid's recording an album with his band Tarren. You should check them out. They are very, very good. Excellent example of what makes the Bristol music scene totally amazing. So a lot of you will know that I run the Bristol Guitar Making School, so that's just the teaching side really of what I do. And every Wednesday night I've got 3 students who come in and they're all working on their own guitars. And everyone's at different stages, doing different things. And recently, Usman finished his guitar, and I thought I'd share it with you. It's a really interesting instrument, and it's kind of taken on its own shape as we went along the process of building it. He's not been afraid to try some tricky techniques and push the boat out a bit on this guitar, so I'm excited for you to see where he's gone with it. This guitar wasn't sort of meticulously planned out when we started. We knew we wanted to build an OM, so 14 frets to the body, just to kind of see where the wind takes us. So we have got a European spruce top, black American walnut, back and sides, with a bit of heartwood down the middle. This is a mahogany neck from my reclaimed wood stash, perfectly quarter sawn. I think this came from a newel post that was kindly brought. Because of the size of the newel post, we're able to kind of cut exactly what we wanted and still get a full-size neck blank out. So there's a bit of wastage, but it means you get the absolute best cut of wood. So quarter sawn just means that the grain runs perpendicular to the cut of the wood. So what that means is if there's any shrinkage or expansion caused by changes in humidity, conditions drying out, then the neck is going to expand or contract slightly, but in an even way. We've got unusually a mahogany fingerboard, which I thought was quite a bold move, but I love the way this looks. We've got some rich light bindings, which I really like using for binding material. It's a little easier going, it's a bit more forgiving than something like ebony, which is pretty much the same in appearance. So it's quite good for a first guitar if you're bending your bindings for the first time. Rich light is a pretty good alternative. Yeah, I think it's a looker. So features wise, we've got 14 frets to the body, which is my standard OM model 645mm scale length. We've got a bound fingerboard, and Usman's really pushed the boat out on the fretwork because we've got the semi-hemispherical fret ends, which I'm a huge fan of. I think it's well worth the effort. The reason I like it, firstly as a player, you just don't feel the ends of the frets. There's nothing on the edge of the fingerboard because the fret is slightly smaller than the width of the neck. So because of the contraction and expansion of wood due to changes in humidity, it can just be seasonal, depends where the guitar's stored, but sometimes that fretboard is going to shrink, so the fret ends up slightly oversized, and it can only shrink by a minuscule amount and you feel the fret ends. Because it's quite a gradual process, a lot of people don't notice that the fret ends are sticking out, but it's horrible to pick up a guitar where it feels like the edges of the frets are cutting into your hand. So the idea here, the frets are slightly smaller, so when that fretboard shrinks, there's still a bit of room and you're not going to still feel the fret end. Other features, we've got Goto 510s, probably my favourite solid headstock tuner. I think they're super smooth, they're really nice. We've also got abalone inlaid between the bindings and the fingerboard. Purely decorative, loads of extra work, but pretty snazzy looking. I really like it. An Acorian saddle and nut. Nice modern alternative, I think, to bone. Usman's gone the whole hog on the finishing and gone for a French polished finish. I go on about French polishing quite a lot, but it's because I love the results of it. So the thing with French polishing, and I probably will do a video on this at some point soon, but the thing about French polishing is it's completely hand applied, so there's nothing about this finish that is sprayed. This is all applied by hand. I like to use an epoxy grain filler. So we want that epoxy to basically fill all these little pinholes of grain so that when we French polish over the top, there's no sign of the texture of the wood. We have, however, used a natural oil finish on the neck. That is just boiled linseed oil. That way you've got this nice feel of wood in your hands. I think he's been bold. Well done, Usman. You've done a cracking job. Yeah, I think this guitar sounds absolutely great. It's got everything that you'd want really in your kind of all-purpose guitar. The 14 frets gonna give you the full access. So it's great for kind of lead stuff, flat picking, fingerstyle. I mean, this is a guitar that's really for just about anything. So, guys, thanks for listening. If you want to make a guitar like this one, get in touch. I'll put the link down below. The Wednesday night evening class is fully booked, but I'm opening up a Tuesday night evening class. So if you're interested, the link to that will be below. I've also got 1 week, 3 week courses, all kinds of stuff, and it's all designed to suit around whatever your schedule is or wherever you are. So do get in touch. Come join me. Come to the workshop. Build a guitar. Have a great time, you'll love it. That's about all. Thanks for dropping in for this deep dive. I'll see you again soon. Bye.